Welcome to a brand new episode of NBA 2K TV.
Let's get this episode started with some 2K TV Interactive. This week, all questions are presented by New Balance and the new Gamertag Collection colorways celebrating the golden era of 90s gaming.
Now, you'll find New Balance on NBA stars at their biggest moments, like when Jamal Murray got his career high of 50 points against the Cavs. But do you know how many of those points were free throws?
Was it 0, 5, 10, or 15?
If you answered 0, then you are correct, and enjoy that VC.
Not a single free throw. That is impressive. Recently, Kawhi Leonard signed a 3-year extension with the Clippers, and he's led that team to a few hot streaks this year. So how many times have they won 5+ games this season?
Was it 2, 3, 4, or 5? I'll give you a hint. It's the same amount of years that he signed his extension for.
I said, well, do you play NBA 2K? He goes, yes. I said, well, I'm one of the announcers on NBA 2K. I knew it.
Of all the details that make NBA 2K genuine, the broadcasters truly bring the game to life. We're honored to work with some of the most talented broadcasters that you hear calling NBA games right here inside NBA 2K to keep that authenticity going.
And play-by-play announcer Brian Anderson is one of them. We were thrilled that he was able to take some time away from All-Star Weekend to sit down and catch up with us. Take a look.
Davis for the screen on Marketing. James with the ball. Oh my goodness! Disrespectful.
Friend, welcome back to 2K TV. It's so nice to have you in person because last time we talked, it was virtually, and it was 2K21 3 years ago. You had just joined the family. So since then, what has your family and friends said about you being a voice on 2K?
Oh, it's changed my life, Alexis. It's great to see you in person in 3D. And yeah, it's been an unbelievable experience for me. I love doing it. It's actually made me a better broadcaster on the linear side, just because it's allowed me to think about the way I call different plays.
Now here's Williamson. Big time contributor on offense. Just over are you kidding me? Wow, amazing.
It's actually been a lot of fun. And man, the kids on my neighborhood, down the street, they're all lining up. As soon as the games come out, they want to take a look at it, be the first one. So it is an honor to be a part of it.
You brought your voice to the game, but have you brought anything from the game to your calls?
I would say in our business, we've moved from just this idea that everything we do could be clipped, and it's so viral on social. All these big moments, being an NBA 2K kind of gets you thinking about like, ooh, that little clippable moment, I could break that into a 2K game. Or sometimes, I'll use some phrases that I would have never have used, maybe expanding my vocabulary a little bit.
We're at All-Star Weekend. You've been calling games, you've been calling events. What has been the best moment of the weekend thus far?
Just learning stories and players' path to get here. And, for this particular All-Star Weekend, we have 9 players that are 25 or younger.
Wow.
These are going to be the faces and the names that are going to carry the NBA forward. Usually, as you go through All-Star years and you think about careers, the career path, and then also the path of the season, sometimes you get stuck in the same group of players for a few years. Now we're in a real transition. We're going to be choosing these players for years to come on 2K. I'm going to be saying their names for years to come. I love almost the symbolic passing of the torch.
Speaking of young players, who has been one or a few of the young players that you've loved to call?
I'm a huge fan of Anthony Edwards. So Jaylen Brown to me is kind of like the next player that is a great player, but is also just so fascinating and wise beyond his 27 years. I love talking to him. I love hearing from him. But then some of these young guys, you know, I love Luka's approach and how he views the game, and it feels very simple to Luka Doncic, and yet he puts a lot of work in.
Here's Doncic. Oh, he's been lethal.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is another of the young wave. His game is just elevated every year. We weren't talking about SGA as a potential MVP candidate or an all-star starter even a year ago.
And looking at the rookies, who has been your favorite to watch this season?
Wemby is going to be the next face of the NBA. There's no question about that. And he's not an all-star yet. He will be. Chet Holmgren and Wemby are these two fascinating, different kind of players, these giant human beings that are so skilled. So right away you go to those two.
A fun fact is that in NBA 2K24, the most popular team to pick is the Lakers, of course, but then the Spurs, which is pretty crazy, and it's the Wemby effect.
For sure. So I go to Paris, I walk into a convenience store. The guy behind the counter, I'm wearing an NBA logoed half zip, and he says to me, NBA. I go, yeah. He goes, I said, who's your favorite player? He says, Kyrie Irving. I said, oh, great. Not Wemby? He goes, no, not yet. He goes, oh, you sound familiar. I said, well, I do. Do you play NBA 2K? He goes, yes. I said, well, I'm one of the announcers on NBA 2K. I knew it. And he starts yelling at his coworkers at this convenience store to come out and say hello. And right then and there, it just hit me like the global reach of this game, but also how NBA 2K has taken this game to so many fans internationally across the world.
My co-host, LD2K, recently just scored 102 points in a game. So we were wondering if you could give him a highlight line or something that would showcase his 102-point scoring night for him.
He did it! It's amazing! Are you kidding me, LD2K?
Brian, it's been so much fun having you back on 2K TV.
Yes.
Congratulations, and have fun at the rest of your All-Star weekend.
Here we go, you two. Great to see you in person.
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
It's here! It's time for Top Plays! Season 5 is alive with the sounds of dunking. I'm Sacramento Kings PA announcer Scott Moak, and here are this week's top 4. Jay Canales, 22, starts us off in the rec, throws a flashy crossover, and when you have the Mamba mentality, you can clear any obstacle. Hurdles over the defender, earning that number 23 with massive airtime. Into the rec with Cena. Purple team, love them for some reason, hits a game-tying 3 in the closing moments. They get the stop and hurl the ball for the win. Not a second to lose. What a play. And go on, dance it out. Your team earned it. Back into the theater with Slime's Trees. Cashes in the Mamba mentality takeover, inbounds the ball, and follows up the miss with a full takeoff over the defender. Seatbacks and tray tables are in their full upright and dunked position. Mac Shaggy is our final contender in the rec. Working from the corner, loses the first defender, drives, and hammers home the precision dunk. Can we call a dunk a strikeout if 3 defenders swing and miss? I think it's clever. Well, we'll workshop it. Vote now. Which play deserves the dub? Do you have a great play? Send your plays with the hashtag 2KTVWOW and your gamer tag. You might be featured right here on 2KTV. I gotta run, literally. There's a 5K running right past my house. I've got a 3K head start, and it ends at a donut shop. It's a win-win. See ya.
We're checking in with some of you in the community next week.
That's right. We'll be taking a look at your top assists. So get out there and, dish the rock, pass the ball a little bit.
Until then, enjoy the game.